I'm attempting today to make tofu, okay? So this is firm tofu, and I've had it with paper towels on it for about an hour because it's soaked in water when you buy it. And it's like a sponge, so it just soaks up all that water and it's really wet. So like any piece of meat that you're gonna use, you're gonna dry this well. I cut it into 3 pieces. I'm gonna make it like one of my favorite restaurants. This is how I buy it there, only I'm gonna do an Italian twist on it. It's a Japanese dish, but I'm doing an Italian twist. So I'm gonna get this ready. I'm gonna get some cornstarch to dust it with, and then we'll be back. Okay, so I cut it like this in cubes. So actually I cut each piece almost in half. So I'm gonna salt and pepper it because I know that anything you cook needs to be salted and peppered, okay? So I'm gonna salt and pepper this. Then we're gonna dip it in some cornstarch. The cornstarch coats it, it's delicate for one, makes a little bit of a crust around it, and it's classic if you're doing agadashi, which is a Japanese dish that's served over a dashi broth. It just means tofu, fried tofu in a dashi broth, which is a fish sauce, but I don't use that, so we're gonna do a little take on an Italian escarole soup for our broth. So I'm gonna finish doing these, and then I'm gonna get my vegetable oil ready to fry them in. Okay, so I have vegetable oil in here. If you were doing it Asian style, you could use a peanut oil if you wanted, or a grapeseed oil. Let's see if this is hot enough. Okay, I see some sizzling around it, so that means it's hot enough. And we don't want the gas low, but we don't want it super high because we're using Teflon. So I think right about there will keep the oil at it's like a medium high. It'll keep the oil where it should be. Right. We're gonna try 5 pieces. Okay, now you don't want to touch the tofu. Right now, it's being treated like a piece of meat. You don't touch meat or fish when you're cooking it. It needs to form a crust. Okay, so I turned over 3 pieces already. So far, so good. And they don't get brown. They just get a nice crust on. We're gonna cover our side anyway. You know, oops, sorry. So some people deep fry them, so they would have more oil in the pan. I don't deep fry. I don't have anything against deep frying. I'm just afraid of it. So I never want that much hot oil, you know, in my house, okay? I feel like it just can be dangerous, and, you know, so I want to coat every side of them. As soon as these are done, we'll be back and show you how to plate them. Okay, so I turn them to each side. You can see each side is crusty. And this is firm, but really, the way that you make this is with soft tofu, because they say it's crusty on the outside and it's silky on the inside. But, you know, that's not me. Okay, so this is chicken stock with some shredded carrots and some escarole, because I wanted to give my Italian take on this. So I'm just gonna, usually the broth is clear if you're using a dashi broth, but I wanted to kick it up a notch and do it Italian style. That's plenty. So now I want to take these and I'm going to place them around. Always an uneven number. And you could really just use 3 if you were doing this for an appetizer. 3 would be enough, but I'm making this for my friend Felicia, and so I want her to have enough so she could share it with Bob. And this is a combination of shredded carrots, parsley, and white balsamic and a pinch of sugar. Because if you were making a dashi sauce, it would have mirin in it, which is a rice wine vinegar with sugar. So we're going to kind of do our take, because Italians and Asians both use sweet and sour. So like it's like agrodolce, the Italians call it. So we're going to just put this here for some garnish. And yeah, you could spread it around and just leave it on one thing. And I think that looks pretty. I do like tofu a little bit, and actually this looks good enough for me to eat. So I want to thank you for watching the video. If you like it, please share it. If you make it, let me know, and be careful if you make it, because the oil gets hot because there's so much in there. So stay safe. Thanks for watching. Cheers, everybody. Doesn't that look good?